Hello there everyone, Shibby here. Hope everyone out there is doing well. Today back once again with some more Pokemon trading card game pocket matches. In today's video, I'm going to be trying out a Mega Audino EX deck that I put together and see if I can manage to win a game or two online with it. Now the whole gimmick of this deck is just making sure your Mega Audino stays alive because it has the ability well, not ability, but when it attacks to heal 30 damage from each of your Pokemon, and that includes itself. So you do have to spend time to get it built up. It is a stage 1, so you don't have to draw anything to get it built up into this form. So, and we're also running it alongside Brambleghast, which Brambleghast, once per turn, if this Pokemon is on our bench, we can move 30 damage from our active Pokemon onto it. And then we're also running Indeedee EX, so we can heal Mega Audino while it's in the active spot. So basically, it's just we're trying to build up an immortal wall because we're also running a bunch of healing cards as well to keep Mega Audino alive. Now, ideally with this deck, you would run 2 copies of Indeedee EX. Unfortunately, I just have one and did not have enough resources to craft another. So we're going to try it with just one Indeedee and see how that goes, and just hope we have enough healing items to keep Mega Audino alive. But yeah, that's basically the whole shtick, the whole gimmick. We're going to try to keep eternally healing and keep our Mega Audino alive to outlast what we may run into. Though if we run into Charizard, something like that, probably going to have some problems, but that's neither here nor there. Hopefully that didn't happen. But yeah, I think I've rambled enough. As always, I will have the deck list in the description of the video below. Should you want to try this deck out or simply improve upon it. Maybe I didn't ramble enough, so I could say that. But yeah, there's no ranked at the moment, so we're just going to have to live with casual for now, or at least the time of recording. There's no ranked. It might take me some time to get it edited and put out, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I'm now actually going to stop rambling and we'll go find the first game. We'll be back when I find my first match. Alrighty, it's like we found our first opponent here, and we are going first, which I never like, but gotta live with what happens. All right, we start with Bramblin and not Mega Audino. I am not familiar with NK nor what it evolves into, if I'm being 100% honest. All right, well, do I want to redo this hand entirely? Probably do. All right, let's see if we can get something solid on our bench here. Another Oak, another Ice, but we pretty much just got our hand back. All right, there's Mega Audino. All right, I would have ideally liked to start out with Audino in the opening spot, but that's not what we got. All right, we got 2 copies of our Bramblin. I would like to have gotten an Indeedee, excuse me. Indeedee. I keep confusing it with I want to call it a DDD, like that boss from Kirby. That's what I think of every time when I hear that. Indeedee. Alright, our Bramblin's going to take 20 damage, but we need to keep it alive because it's going to be our Sponge, and we do have a type mismatch here. Alright, let's just evolve the one on our bench, I suppose, and start building up Mega Audino, since that's going to be our bread and butter. Alright, I guess we could take the damage off Bramblin, but that's probably not worth it, since we need that for Mega Audino. Alright, what does Malmar do for them to have built a deck around it? Alright, we can't evolve. That's not a problem. The only thing we can evolve is Bramblin into Brambleghast, but we're going to lose this Bramblin anyhow. So there's nothing else that needs to be evolved into. Alright, we're going to lose our Bramblin. Can't evolve. That's fine. This deck, other than the exception of Brambleghast, revolves around basics anywho, so that's okay. That being said, we do need an additional turn to get built up. This should net us our Indeedee so we can heal some more. Never mind, I forgot 2 Mega Audinos. There was always a 50-50 shot. Alright, let's get our one at the forefront healed up, and maybe this will give us our Indeedee. Alright, our fancy Brambleghast. All right, let's play starting plays to give us more health on our Mega Audino. And next turn, we'll be able to start swinging. All right, we got 6 cards left. Hopefully we can get into our Indeedee. This is why you want to run 2, so you can have better odds of getting into it. And we're not going to be swinging it. We're going to lose all of our energy. Holy hell. Okay, well. They had some unbelievable luck on those coin tosses. So now we're gonna need 3 more turns to get built up over here. All right. Well then. I mean, I could... Let's just use our ice pops. See if we get lucky on some coin tosses like they did. Heads, please. New. Okay. Let's play our other ice pop. And we don't get to hold on to that one either, so we'll play Copycat. Since there's nothing in my hand that I need anymore, and hope it nets us our Indeedee. There it is. We get our 2 Nurse Joys. And can put... Oop. Don't need to go through my hand like that. I just need to play Indeedee EX. And hope we can survive. Now we still can push energy off, or push damage off into Brambleghast if we need to. Alright, let's see if we can hang on for 2 more turns. I don't know if they're going to be able to overcome the damage we're putting out, especially since I'm going to be a bastard to do this. Alright, we'll use Watch Over. I'm not going to push any energy or push any damage onto Brambleghast just yet because we don't really need to. And next turn we can start swinging. Now will they opt to attack into Mega Audino or not is the real question. What does Among Us do? Oh, it just deals poison damage. Alright, they're going to play Copycat as well. Well, thankfully with the Nurse Joys, which is now why we're going to really hold on to them, we can undo the poison. And they're going to make the switch here. Alright, they got nothing else they can pull. And we're going to get poisoned here. Actually, no, we're not. I didn't realize it was poison and paralysis. That could have been really saucy. But thankfully, that's not what happened. Alright, we got Hiking Trail, which we really don't need. Especially now that we have no cards in our deck. And they're going to actually opt to concede. Which does make sense. I think we were on the right track to kind of tank whatever they were going to go for there. Especially with Nurse Joy in our hand. We weren't going to be poisoned or paralyzed for very long. So yeah, we did win the war of attrition with Mega Audino. Hopefully we can keep being a nuisance and keep that up. But good game to that opponent. I'm back going to find my next match. Alrighty, it's like we found our next opponent here, and we are going first yet again. Alright, not ideal, but we got what we got. I would like to see Indeedee on the bench. They're running Magby alongside Celebi. Interesting. Alright, we got Hiking Trail. We'll hold on to that because they might have that card that... Actually, no. We'll just play it. We'll just play it because my thought was to hold on to it because they might have the grass stadium that allows them to draw more cards. But we do have another stadium to knock that out that we can potentially draw into eventually. But I was more concerned about getting Indeedee out here than anything else. And we do get 3 cards out of the Hiking Trail regardless, so that wasn't a bad deal. Alright. We got an Oak and another Bramblin. They're going to play Starting Plains, which is fine. It gives us more health, actually. I think I see their idea behind Magby here, because they're going to get Celebi pretty stacked up before I can actually do anything. And if they get lucky enough, then they can KOs off one shot up to coin tosses. So we do need to get built up quick, fast, and in a hurry. Unfortunately, I didn't think to run like a Magby or Peachy or something like that to help with the energy acceleration. I didn't know if it'd be worth it since we're just trying to heal here. I'd feel less bad about it if I had another Indeedee. But we worked with the cards that we have. Yeah, that Celebi's going to have a shit ton attached to it. Since, unfortunately had to go first. I mean, it was going to be built up regardless, but since we're a turn behind, attaching energy weren't in particularly in good shape. We do need our Brambleghast so we can ideally shift damage onto something. All right, they're going to go ahead and bring in Celebi. Please don't have... Oh my fucking... You have got to be kidding me. All right, well, that was never in question. They are... They've got 5 heads. And down goes our Mega Audino. So the strategy doesn't work if you die on the first hit. All right, the absurd luck that some people get sometimes. But all right, well, unfortunately, our strategy was not going to work that way. But yeah, they got built up really, really quickly and had absurd luck. So we got kind of RNG'd out there. But hopefully that won't happen again. But good game to that opponent. And back when I find my next match. Alrighty, it's like we found our next opponent here. We're going first again. That's 3 times in a row. All right, we definitely want Indeedee on the bench. We don't want it up front, and we don't have any other way to draw cards at the moment. So we don't have any. So we don't have our Mega Audino to get our strategy rolling. And we are going to get some kind of dark deck, so we do have everything but Audino is weak to what they're going to be dishing out, and it's Darkrai. And Giratina. All right, haven't seen this Wombo combo in a while. All right, so let's see if we can get good luck on our side. And we don't. All right, so let's get this Bramblin down here. And I can do nothing. Okay, let's see if we can actually have some halfway decent luck here. But each turn we don't have Mega Audino is bad because it takes 3 energy to get it built up. We're just behind the 8 ball. Especially since we're staring in the barrel of Giratina and Darkrai. Alright, so we should... I mean, we'll get it here because there's only 2 copies left. Alright, just have one... Okay, that has a true retreat cost, so we'll keep it as Bramblin for now. Let it eat up some more damage for Audino here. We'll also lay down a hiking trail. And I will evolve this one on the bench because we can. And hold on to Bramblin here. Unfortunately, the starting plane's also going to bite me in the ass a little bit. Due to it working in the favor of Darkrai and Giratina as well. Though we will have a little bit more damage to play with. Alright, we're going to switch Bramblin out this turn. And they're going to put a giant cape into Darkrai as well. Alright, so yeah, we're going to have to switch this turn. Don't really have much of a choice, but we will heal first before we do that. If our turn comes back to us. Alright, we get a second copy of Mega Audino. And we'll go ahead and heal. And we'll retreat, and then hopefully just hope we can outlive Darkrai here. And I want to play Starting Plains. And it gives them the boost too. But it might be just a little bit slightly more annoying if we haven't. The name of the game is keeping Audino alive. Which is already now going to be tough. Since they're going to be hitting for 100 a clip. Alright, well, thankfully Darkrai already had the cape into it, so we have that going for us at least. And we get to take an extra bit of damage here, the 10 or 20. 20, so we get hit for 100. Alright, thankfully we drew into our Ice Pop, so let's get an energy into Audino. Heal with Indeedee. Hope we get some fortunate coin tosses so we can hold on to this. Alright, we do. Do we get it again? We do not. Now, we're going to go ahead and spend our heal. And it's going to be all we can do for now. Well, next turn, we'll ideally be able to attack, so hopefully we can put the strat in. This will be constantly healing Brambleghast, so we'll be able to constantly keep damage off of Audino here. Alright, we eat the 80. Alright, now we can start attacking. Over there, play Copycat, see if we can get our Lucky Ice Pop as well. We are running 2 copies of it. Alright, we do, and we can be annoying right back because I'm running Rocky Helmet for this purpose. And let's see if we can actually hold on to it this go around. Alright, we're going to be lucky here. Alright, we do get to have it one more time. At the very least. And we get to hold on to it again. Alright. We're getting some good luck here after getting obliterated by Celebi. Well, that's 5 coin tosses right off the bat. I bet we're going to lose it here, though. We are going to spread the wealth here, though. And get back to max HP here. And then we just go ahead and attack. And now we should just be able to loop this, because we can heal for 80 a turn. Alright, we can't get rid of Darkrai. Not just yet. Alright, we're going to take 80 here, but we can completely undo that and still KO Darkrai to boot. And they don't have a Psychic Energy to put into Giratina yet. So we'll just put energy into Indeedee as an emergency since it will do decent damage to Giratina. Go ahead and heal up with Watch Over. Absorb some damage with Brambleghast. Do it again. Get us back to 200. And then heal everyone. Now they have to spend a turn here to actually be able to do anything because they have to use Giratina's effect to get another psychic energy. So we might be able to outlast them here. All right, they have another Darkrai. So yeah, they can put another energy into Darkrai. And they have to use Broken Space Bellow here. Probably got no more cards to draw. Let's go ahead and heal here. And we'll swing. Alright, so that we shouldn't be in kill range, because even with Darkrai, it'll knock us down to 160. And even with the red, that would knock us down to they could do 150 at most, and that would leave us with 10 health. So I think their only real option is to swap to drag this out. I mean, them still attacking does 20 damage, which does bring them down to 90, so that's still not enough to survive a hit. Yeah, but then with our Rocky Helmet as well, it's going to knock him down to 70. All right, we'll use Watch Over. And since we survived the hit, no need to drag it out. And we do manage to net another win with Mega Audino here, despite the not so great start on this one. But we were able to win again another war of attrition here and make it to 2-1 with this deck. But yeah, as you can see, if you get things going, any duel is going to take you about 20 minutes. But yeah, so we did good so far. I do believe I am going to end the video here, though. We went 2-1, which is not terrible. I think you could see what this deck is all about if you can get it up and running. If you can get Mega Audino in the front spot and your Brambleghast in the back to absorb damage. It's kind of hard to take out, especially if you get good RNG on your coin tosses with a lucky ice pop. So I don't really know if the second Mega Eden, or not Mega, but the second Indeedee is completely necessary. But it probably gives you a better chance if you have two of them on your bench. But if you have two Brambleghast on your bench too, it kind of works the same way. But either way, let's not be rambling, as I often do way too much. And yeah, as always, feel free to leave me any deck suggestions on how to maybe better run Mega Audino or just other cool variants or just decks that would just be fun to try in general. And if I have the cards, I'll give them a shot. But yeah, if you made this far in the video, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe if you like it. I'll catch you guys in the next one.